South Korean intelligence has confirmed reports of a wounded North Korean soldier being captured by Ukrainian forces in Russia's Kursk region. The news of the capture surfaced on Ukrainian media outlets the previous evening, reports Yonhap News Agency. The largest South Korean news agency stated on Friday, December 27, that the wounded North Korean soldier had been captured alive. Through real-time information sharing with a friendly nation's intelligence organization, we confirmed the capture of a wounded North Korean soldier and plans to thoroughly examine the subsequent development, the National Intelligence Service said in a brief release, as quoted by Yonhap. On the evening of December 26, reports began circulating online, accompanied by a photograph, suggesting that Ukrainian Special Operations Forces had likely captured the first North Korean soldier sent to fight alongside Russian forces. This was reported, among others, by the Telegram channel _Warshal 18 and the Militarnyi. According to the Telegram channel's posts, this North Korean soldier appeared to have been wounded. However, no detailed information about his condition was provided. The Special Operations Forces conducted an operation to eliminate the enemy in the Kursk direction. In addition to successfully completing the mission, there were also trophies, prisoners, including a mercenary from Korea, as well as an armored personnel carrier equipped with anti-cumulative protection, stated the Ukrainian media. It is important to note that prior to this, there had been no reports of North Korean soldiers being captured while assisting Russia in its fight against Ukraine. If confirmed, this would mark the first addition to the exchange pool of North Korean soldiers.
Russia's T-80 tank stocks are running low. The Omsk Transmash plant, a key repairer of these vehicles, may soon be forced to change its line of work. According to OSINT researcher Jumpy, the Russian plant Omsk Transmash, which is the key enterprise for repairing Russian T-80 tanks, may face the need for emergency repurposing. The reason is that the stocks of T-80 tanks, previously removed from storage bases for restoration in the Russian Federation, are almost exhausted. Almost all of them were destroyed in Ukraine. The research data is commented on by military observer and former Israeli army officer Yigal Levin. The latest satellite images of the plant, taken 3 months ago, indicate that all the vehicles awaiting repairs should have been restored by now. However, there is no other place to bring in additional tanks for de-preservation and repairs. According to Jumpy, it was the T-80 stocks that played an important role for the Russian armed forces in the early years of the war. These tanks, despite their age, were relatively modern, and most of them were returned to service. However, Russia now faces serious problems. With T-80 stocks depleted, Russia is forced to turn to older models of tanks, the technical condition of which is much worse. Many of the vehicles remaining at bases require much more time and money to restore. In some cases, repairs may simply be impossible. Levin stresses that this poses serious challenges for the Russian military. Tanks are a key element of military strategy, and their shortage could significantly weaken Russia's ability to conduct combat operations. According to experts, the plant's repurposing may be linked to the production of other military equipment or the repair of less modern tanks. However, this process will require significant investment and time, which will only add to the problems of the Russian military-industrial complex. T-80 tank situation highlights the depth of crisis facing the Russian military, experts say. It is worth understanding that although the Soviet Union produced thousands of these tanks, there are not so many of them left in storage, and it is an open question how many of them are used as spare parts, donors, and how many are generally subject to restoration or use as donors. The OSINT researcher Hi_Mazd conducted a study of the stocks of relatively modern Soviet T-80U and T-80UD tanks, which were in service with the 4th Tank Division. It was discovered that the possibilities of restoring the T-80U have been exhausted. There are several dozen of these tanks in warehouses, which are probably not suitable for restoration. The 4th Tank Division suffered significant T-80U losses at the beginning of the invasion, and at the moment these machines rarely appear in reports. Presumably the 1st Guards Tank Army, which is conducting combat operations on the front from Kupiansk to Svatovo suffers from a significant lack of equipment, which partially explains the inability of the Russians to achieve success in this area, although the number of tanks, according to the deployed units, can reach more than 500 units.
The president of Chechnya, Ramzan Kadirov, said that the next group of soldiers has been sent to Ukraine and broadcast the images of the departure ceremony on his Telegram channel. A special flight with volunteers took off from the Grozny International Airport named after hero of Russia Akhmet Kadyrov. Another group of true Russian patriots set off to protect the interests of the motherland in the area of a special military operation, he wrote. According to him, the volunteers underwent an accelerated training course, which includes a wide range of the most in-demand skills and abilities. The best instructors from the Russian Special Forces University named after Vladimir Putin taught the volunteers everything necessary for effective combat in various conditions, the head of Chechnya said, adding that upon arrival they will join the Akhmet Special Forces.
Врага, мы очищаем свою землю, мы очищаем свои исторические земли. Руками украинцев воюют все члены НАТО, Америка, Запад, все. Почему? Потому что мы независимое, суверенное государство, большим ресурсом богатств, большая страна. Некоторым это, конечно, испокон веков всегда это не нравилось. И ни один человек в этом мире не скажет, что мы победили русских. Мы победили Россию. Не было такой истории, не будет ничего. Поэтому я от вашего имени прежде всего хочу поблагодарить Общественный фонд первого президента Чеченской Республики, Героя России Ахматовича. Также главу Чеченской Республики, Героя России, генерал-полковника Рамзана Ахматовича Кадырова. И, конечно, инструкторов, которые с вами работают на базе Российского университета спецназа. Берегите себя. Ахмат! Сила! Россия!
Хочу выразить благодарность Рамзану Ахматовичу Кадырову всем за то, что они оказывают содействие, заботу в обеспечении, в обучении готовых специалистов для того, чтобы мы принимали участие в СВО, добивались в первую очередь победы для нашей страны.
Патриотически отношусь к этой войне. Я уже приезжаю сюда в 5-й раз через подразделение Ахмат. Настрой у нас очень боевой, даже более чем.
ومؤخ حلقاتن وأهم حلقاتن العدو ده تساعدون يحرق وانا كوشوتي تندي عوانوس ويودو نوش مرور تقعد هذا والله ما يقعد